What I've got in front of me right now is the certificate of birth for Donald J. Trump. And this research was done by Nathan Leal on Facebook. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because I found it very interesting and compelling at the least. So Donald Trump was born June 14, 1946 at 10:54 a.m. In Queens, New York City. This is his birth certificate. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but Donald Trump was born exactly 700 days before Israel was created. So he was born 14th of June 1946 on a Friday. And that's the time would have been the Shabbat in Israel, as I'm just about to show you. And Israel was created on the 14th of May 1948, which was also on the Shabbat. So what I wanted to share with you was Nathan's research. I looked into it just to confirm that this is the case, and it is true, and it is absolutely accurate, that on this very day that Donald Trump was born, not only on the day, but at the very moment that he was born, there was a blood moon. So you can see here at the top left hand side, I've got June 14, 1946. My location I have set to New York City. So you can see here that this little green spot here, you might not be able to see, but I'll zoom in so that you can see my location is New York City. You can see that's selected there in New York, and the date is June 14, 1946, and it's 10:33 a.m. And this is where the location of the moon is, as Donald Trump is just about to be born. And this is the umbra and the penumbra, and a blood moon, lunar eclipse, is just about to happen as Donald Trump is born. So going back to exactly when he was born, looking at his certificate, he was born at 10:54 a.m. in the morning on June 14, 1946. Now, I just want to show you how accurate this is. Look at this. I'm not sure what it means or what to make of it, but I wanted to share it with you anyway. So I'm going to go, you can see here at the top left hand side, I'm going to go to 10:54, which is exactly when he was born. 10:54, and at 10:54 the moon is entering into the penumbra, which is the shadow of the earth cast upon the moon, because the sun is behind the earth and the moon is just about to go into the earth's shadow. So you can see how accurate this is. At 10:54 the moon is just entering into the penumbra, and it's going into a blood red moon. And at this very time, as the moon enters into the shadow of the earth, you can see that in Israel the sun has just set. So I'll go back a couple of hours. So that's Israel just over there where my mouse is on the earth, and the blood moon has just been seen in Israel on the very day, at the very time of Donald Trump's birth. There was a blood red moon over Israel.
Trump took office when he was 70 years, 7 months and 7 days old, in the Hebrew year 5777. He won the election by 77 electoral votes after there were 7 defectors. He took office in the 7th year of the decade. Trump requested a picture of the 7th president to be hung in his office. Trump is the 7th president from New York. America witnessed a total solar eclipse in Trump's 7th month as president. Another total solar eclipse is scheduled 7 years after he took office. He would be 77 years old. He was named Person of the Year by Time magazine on December 7, 2016. He married the first time on April 7, 1977. His mother passed away on August 7. He banned 7 countries 7 days after taking office. He authorized a military strike against Syria on his 77th day in office. The world was fixated on his meeting with Vladimir Putin on 7/7/17. Putin was 777 months old, and again at the Helsinki summit during his 77th week in office. Trump imposed sanctions on Iran effective August 7, 2018. The Supreme Court sided with Trump for border wall funding in the 7th month of 2019. Trump's first bid for presidency was announced on October 7, 1999 for the 2000 election. Along with Trump moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem and celebrating Israel's 70th anniversary as a nation. Another remarkable date is the celebration of Israel's 70th anniversary of forming its first government on March 8, 1949, when you had 777 days to Trump's first day in office, January 20, 2017, it comes to the 70th anniversary date of March 8, 2019. When you had 700 days to the day Trump was born, June 14, 1946, it comes to May 14, 1948, the day that Israel was reborn a nation in her ancient homeland. Deuteronomy 30 verses 1-5. Now when all these things have come on you, the blessing and the curse which I have put before you, if the thought of them comes back to your minds. When you are living among the nations where the Lord your God has sent you, and your hearts are turned again to the Lord your God, and you give ear to his word which I give you today, you and your children, with all your heart and with all your soul. Then the Lord will have pity on you, changing your fate, and taking you back again from among all the nations where you have been forced to go. Even if those who have been forced out are living in the farthest part of heaven, the Lord your God will go in search of you, and take you back, placing you again in the land of your fathers as your heritage, and he will do you good, increasing you till you are more in number than your fathers were. Benjamin Netanyahu was serving his 7th year and 7th month as Prime Minister of Israel when Trump won the election in November of 2016. Trump was raised in a family of 7. His first child, Don Jr., was born in 1977. The 2017 eclipse was reported to be 70 miles wide. It was the first total solar eclipse exclusive to the U.S. since before the nation's founding in 1776. Trump's first press conference on 2/16/17 was 77 minutes long. A Trump rally in Tulsa on 6/20/2020 generated the largest Saturday audience in Fox News' 24-year history, delivering 7.7 million viewers. President Trump's acceptance speech at the final night of the 2020 Republican National Convention on 8/27/2020 was 70 minutes long. On September 15, 2020, President Trump ushered in a new era of peace and collaboration in the Middle East among Israel, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Sudan, and Morocco without a single bullet fired. Imagine that, peace was achieved through America leading with strength, without any wars started, when the experts said the opposite would happen. Furthermore, Trump and his administration provided the metaphorical runway and jet fuel for long-standing relationships among the Israelis, Bahrainis, and Emiratis that had been held in the darkness to take off into the light for the world to see, which has led to tremendous economic and societal expansion. As commercial ties grow, so will the strength of the bonds between the countries and their people. Per the Abraham Accords Peace Institute, trade between the countries saw a major increase from 2021 to 2022, coming in at $3.37 billion in 2022, an 82% increase from 2021. Bahrain is set to utilize Israeli solar technology as a result of the Abraham Accords, and earlier this year, the Abrahamic family house opened its doors to the world in Abu Dhabi. The center encompasses 3 separate houses of worship, a mosque, a church, and a synagogue, as well as shared spaces for gathering and dialogue. Based on these economic and societal indicators, the Abraham Accords have been a major success thus far. Both authors have seen firsthand how Israel is liked and respected in the Arab world, which never would have happened if not for the Abraham Accords. Having served as a U.S. Army Reserve captain and intelligence officer in Saudi Arabia during the historic peace accords, Abraham Hamadeh had a unique experience serving in the Middle East, with Syrian ancestry and Arabic language skills allowing for much more personal interactions with Saudi Arabia's security apparatus leadership, and they're ready for peace. 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 3. While people are saying, "There is peace and security," then sudden destruction will come upon them as labor pains come upon a pregnant woman, and they will not escape. Biden signed Jerusalem Declaration calling for a two-state solution on July 14, 2022. 666 days after the Abraham Accords were signed on September 15, 2020 by Donald Trump.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with A Trumpet for My People. Today's July 14th, 2022, and I want to share this piece of information with you that was sent to me through a friend, and it shows here that President Biden has signed to affirm a two-state solution for the land of Israel. As it says in Joel 3:2, I will enter into judgment with them on behalf of my people and my heritage Israel, because they have divided up my land. And part of the declaration here is on this screenshot, and I will also take you to the website where you can see the full Jerusalem Declaration that was signed today, July 14th, in Israel by President Biden and PM Yair Lapid. The United States and Israel commit to continuing to discuss the challenges and opportunities in Israeli-Palestinian relations. The countries condemn the deplorable series of terrorist attacks against Israeli citizens in recent months and affirm the need to confront radical forces such as Hamas seeking to inflame tension and instigate violence and terrorism. President Biden reaffirms his long-standing and consistent support of a two-state solution and for advancing toward a reality in which Israelis and Palestinians alike can enjoy equal measures of security, freedom, and prosperity. The United States stands ready to work with Israel, the Palestinian Authority, and regional stakeholders toward that goal. The leaders also affirm their shared commitment to initiatives that strengthen the Palestinian economy and improve the quality of life of Palestinians. I will leave the link for you to this article here. That is the full text, Joint U.S.-Israel Jerusalem Declaration, signed by Biden and Lapid. If you want to read this entire declaration, and down here I will show you the paragraph that we just read together, so you can see that this is coming straight from this document here. The United States and Israel commit to continuing to discuss the challenges and opportunities in Israeli-Palestinian relations. Okay, so here is this information with what I just read to you, support of a two-state solution, and you can see that this is signed at Jerusalem on the 14th day of July, 2022, which corresponds to the 15th day of Tammuz, 5782 in the Hebrew calendar, in duplicate in the English language. Yair Lapid, Prime Minister of the State of Israel. Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States of America. Okay, remember, we're watching July 13th through July 17th, and July 17th corresponds to the 17th day of Tammuz. Okay, between July 16th and July 17th is the 17th day of Tammuz. It's the beginning of the 3 weeks of mourning leading to Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, when the temples were destroyed. And it's also the beginning of the siege of Jerusalem. In both occasions, when the temples were destroyed on the 9th of Av, the siege of Jerusalem began on the 17th day of Tammuz. And that's why there is a fast that is declared, and there's 3 weeks of mourning. There are no weddings that take place in Israel because of this. And so this remains a high watch time between now and July 16th and July 17th. And so many things are happening. And now today we have a declaration of a two-state solution, which is what they are seeking to promote, okay? The division of Jerusalem. So I'll leave the links for you in the description box. I pray you guys are blessed. Have a wonderful day. This is Steve Fletcher with A Trumpet for My People, the sign of his coming.
Abstenciones.
Abstentions.
By abstaining from the 14-0 Security Council vote, the U.S. allowed the United Nations to condemn Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank and Jerusalem, illegal construction under international law.
Settlements have no legal validity.
U.S. Ambassador Samantha Power warned they make it harder to negotiate a separate Palestinian state, which the administration believes is crucial to a lasting peace.
The United States has been sending a message that the settlements must stop.
The prophecy of Joel. For in those days and in that time, when I let the fate of Judah and Jerusalem be changed, I will get together all the nations, and make them come down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. And there I will take up with them the cause of my people and of my heritage Israel, whom they have sent wandering among the nations, and of my land which has been divided by them. And they have put the fate of my people to the decision of chance, giving a boy for the price of a loose woman and a girl for a drink of wine. And further, what are you to me, O Tyre and Zidon and all the circle of Philistia? Will you give me back any payment? And if you do, quickly and suddenly I will send it back on your head. I will give your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah for a price, and they will give them for a price to the men of Sheba, a nation far off, for the Lord has said it. Give this out among the nations, make ready for war, get the strong men awake, let all the men of war come near, let them come up. Get your plow blades hammered into swords, and your vine knives into spears, let the feeble say, I am strong. Come quickly, all you nations round about, and get yourselves together there, make your strong ones come down, O Lord. Let the nations be awake, and come to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will be seated as judge of all the nations round about. Put in the blade, for the grain is ready, come, get you down, for the wine crusher is full, the vessels are overflowing, for great is their evildoing. Masses on masses in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon have become dark, and the stars keep back their shining. And the Lord will be thundering from Zion, and his voice will be sounding from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth will be shaking, but the Lord will be a breastplate for his people and a strong place for the children of Israel. And you will be certain that I am the Lord your God, living in Zion, my holy mountain, and Jerusalem will be holy, and no strange person will ever again go through her. And it will come about in that day that the mountains will be dropping sweet wine, and the hills will be flowing with milk, and all the streams of Judah will be flowing with water. And a fountain will come out from the house of the Lord, watering the valley of acacia trees. Egypt will be a waste, and Edom a land of destruction, because of the evil done to the children of Judah, because they have let blood be drained out in their land without cause. But Judah will be peopled forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. And I will send punishment for their blood, for which punishment has not been sent, for the Lord is living in Zion.